Paragraph 1, 35,000 characters. Welcome to Daily Gossip. You will get daily Hollywood updates here, so remember to subscribe for the latest videos. And today we turn the spotlight on a legend whose very name sends waves of admiration, nostalgia, and pure astonishment through generations of fans. Sophia Loren, the eternal icon of beauty, grace, and sensuality, who has once again captured the world's attention in ways that leave nothing to the imagination and demand you take a breath before daring to look again. Because when a woman like Sophia Loren, at the peak of her power, her beauty, her cinematic dominance, and even now in her timeless allure decides to step into the light, jaws drop, hearts race, and whispers echo across Hollywood and beyond with the same passion they did when she first arrived on screen decades ago, stunning the world with that gaze, that confidence, that almost mythical aura that made her one of the most unforgettable stars of all time. And this latest set of breathtaking visuals has reminded fans, young and old, why Loren was, is, and forever will be the definition of a true goddess, a woman who knew no boundaries, who embraced her size, her curves, her raw femininity, and wielded them as tools of both art and power, leaving audiences with memories that never fade, scenes that never dull, and images that, even now, decades later, create gasps, clicks, and trending headlines, because there are moments in pop culture where time stands still. And the sight of Sophia Loren bearing it all, leaving little to the imagination, is one of those unforgettable moments that generations will revisit again and again, whispering the same disbelief. How could anyone look like that? How could anyone radiate such unapologetic glamour? How could anyone turn vulnerability into power the way she did? And yet, it is Loren's secret gift, her innate understanding that beauty and strength live in the same place. That seduction and elegance are not opposites but twins, and that the female body, when celebrated and owned by its possessor, is one of the greatest forces in the universe. And here, in these jaw-dropping visuals, Sophia Loren reminds us all of that truth in the most dramatic, unfiltered, and gasp-worthy way possible, ensuring that while the world may try to crown new queens of glamour every decade, there is only one Sophia, the eternal star who rose from poverty in war-torn Naples, who transformed hardship into fire, who built herself into not just an actress, but a force, a woman who won Academy Awards, who stole scenes from titans of cinema, who became the fantasy of millions yet also the role model for millions more, because Loren was never simply a pretty face in a bikini or a glamorous icon at a red carpet premiere. She was an empire in herself, a living declaration that resilience, charisma, and boldness are as much a part of beauty as a gown or a photo shoot, and yet, the world cannot deny that her images, her unapologetic embrace of her body, her daring displays of femininity remain etched in history as some of the boldest, most unforgettable moments in entertainment. And this latest resurgence of those bikini photos, those topless frames, those daring captures that leave fans gasping is proof that time has no power over Loren, because while the photos may be decades old, the reaction is as fresh and fierce as if they were taken yesterday, with social media ablaze, comment sections exploding, fans of every age admitting that Sophia Loren's body of work, and yes, her body itself, remains unmatched, because unlike today's stars who rely on filters, edits, and digital illusions, Loren was raw, real, and breathtaking without need for modern tricks, and that authenticity, combined with her fearlessness, makes her revelations in those photos even more powerful, more shocking, more unforgettable, and it is in this drama, this electricity, this clash between timeless elegance and raw sensuality that Loren thrives, because she knew exactly how much to reveal, how much to conceal, and how to make the world lean in, gasp, and beg for more. And that is why even now, in 2025, her name trending beside terms like leaves nothing to the imagination is not just a clickbait headline but a statement of fact, because truly, when Sophia Loren shows it all, the imagination ceases to function, replaced instead by awe, by respect, by admiration, and by that shared, whispered thought. Try not to gasp because you will, whether you want to or not, and in that gasp lies the ultimate truth of Loren's enduring power, The reason she is etched into every hall of fame of glamour, every cinematic list of legends, every memory of what true Hollywood once was and perhaps can never be again. And so, as we dive deeper into her story, into the impact of these photos, into the storm of emotion and fascination that Sophia Loren has stirred once more, let us remember that we are not merely watching a celebrity, not merely scrolling past another viral image, but witnessing history repeating itself in all its glory, because a woman like Sophia Loren does not fade, she does not age, she does not surrender her crown. She reclaims it, over and over. Each time the world dares to forget, she reminds us in the most unforgettable way possible, leaving nothing to the imagination and leaving everyone gasping for more. As the world continues to marvel at Sophia Loren's enduring legacy, her influence stretches far beyond the glamorous photographs that have captivated audiences for generations, because what makes her presence so electrifying isn't simply the striking beauty or the daring allure she so confidently displayed. It is the timeless story of resilience, self-belief, and unmatched elegance that continues to echo through the decades, reminding fans and admirers that true star power is not defined by fleeting trends, but by the unforgettable way a woman commands attention and leaves the world gasping for more. And Sophia embodied this truth in every performance, every photograph, every glance that could silence a room. In today's celebrity culture, where stars rise and fade overnight, Loren's example stands as a beacon of how charisma, authenticity, and unapologetic confidence can build a legacy that not only survives but thrives across generations, because each image of her, whether gracing magazine covers or dazzling on the red carpet, carried with it a blend of sophistication and daring that few have ever matched, creating moments that even decades later feel fresh, bold, and almost too powerful to believe. And that is exactly why modern fans, upon seeing these rare photographs, still find themselves shocked, inspired, and utterly spellbound by her magnetic aura. But beyond the surface beauty, Sophia's journey was also about breaking barriers, defying expectations, and showing the world that an actress could be more than a role. She could become a cultural phenomenon, and through her unapologetic confidence, she helped shape how women in Hollywood are seen today, leaving a legacy of strength that every bold pose and fearless glance seemed to foreshadow. When we look at these revealing images now, what stuns us most is not simply what she showed but how she carried herself, unbothered, regal, and completely in control of the narrative, a rarity in any era, and it is that very poise that continues to make her one of the most unforgettable figures in cinematic and fashion history, inspiring countless stars who followed in her footsteps, from modern Hollywood icons to international fashion models who still try to emulate that same impossible combination of sultry charm and elevated grace. Every photo of Sophia Loren was not just a captured moment but a statement, a declaration that glamour could also be empowerment, that allure could also be art, and that leaving nothing to the imagination wasn't about scandal but about owning one's presence in a world that constantly tried to define women by limitations. And by challenging those boundaries so boldly, Sophia Loren ensured her place not only in history books but in the hearts of admirers forever, leaving us with images that are more than just photographs. They are living testaments to an era where stars shined brighter than ever, and one woman dared to shine above them all, leaving everyone gasping then and now.